Artificial brains, a new way of thinking about mathematics, which will change the world as we know it. Conference prepared and edited by Jesus Velasquez Bermudez. His resume may be found on LinkedIn. Artificial intelligence robot Mika is the leader of the luxury liquor company, Dictator, based in Poland. Dictator has signed a contract with Mika, who now sits on its board of directors and holds the position of CEO. Enterprise-wide optimization will be the artificial hypothalamus of the robots that run companies. It's the future that awaits us. Artificial brains. Part 1, Past and Present. In the short term, one of the great disruptions in artificial intelligence, AI, is artificial brains, which are based on conversations between algorithms, as a team, to carry out a set of common tasks, optimally and autonomously. Conversations between algorithms supported in a common and standardized language, based on formal mathematical laws. Traditional AI, ANN, ML, will migrate towards decision-making artificial intelligence, aimed at optimal, autonomous, distributed, and real-time decision-making, supported by universal mathematical laws, abandoning decisions based on intuition and empirical knowledge, and predictive AI. This new revolution, a consequence of Industry 4.0, will be taught by knowledge-intensive companies, and will be widely used in industry that requires complex mathematical models, solved by autonomous swarms of mini-models, algorithms, acting as a team, on multiple computers making use of edge computing, cloud computing, and IoT, and some of the main topics of this methodology for looking at the new world of AI are: artificial cortex based on mathematical superneurons, neural mathematics nets, artificial hippocampus, which will store the history of all mathematical processes, and select short memory, based on traditional neural networks. Artificial hypothalamus, an algorithm, generated by an AI, that acts as a control center that understands all the connectivity of the mathematical neurons that make up the artificial cortex, and selects information from the artificial hippocampus, to solve the problem in reference, and universal language for cognitive robots based on algebra, and the mathematical laws of simultaneous equations and optimization. Artificial brains will replace the current human-commanded decision support systems, SSDs, with autonomous SSDs, commanded by artificial intelligences. This will happen first in large corporations, all the way to small and medium enterprises, SMEs, through artificial brains rented in the cloud, mathematical model as a service, MaaS, and for some human activities. Since 2009, artificial brains have been the main area of research and technological development plus innovation, RAN+I, at Hypothalamus Artificial Intelligence Incorporated, when an artificial brain was inadvertently implemented for an oil company in Latam. Interested parties can consult the following white papers: Artificial Brains, Augmented Artificial Intelligence, Artificial Neocortex plus Artificial Hypothalamus plus Artificial Hippocampus, March 23, 2022. Artificial Hypothalamus, Artificial Intelligence and Mathematical Programming Integration. Artificial Brains. Part 2, The Future is Now. The artificial brains have been designed, following the conceptual results presented in the reports conducted by neuroscience experts. In the process, the similarity between a human brain and an artificial brain for an organization has been discovered in every aspect. If you look at the problem of building a brain, the first big problem to face is the architecture of the cortex, hundreds of millions of connections of human neurons. In the artificial cortex, there will be hundreds of millions of connections of mathematical superneurons, in which each neuron must be built according to the type of function it must fulfill. The work to be done is monumental, and it is utopian to think that a superior being, when building a human brain, would do it manually. The first thing he should have developed is the algorithm that produces human beings automatically. In the same way, you can't aspire to build an artificial brain if you don't have the artificial intelligence that produces artificial brains. OPTEX, the expert system for optimization, is used as the way to develop and implement AWO solutions, in which multiple mathematical models converge, and can be connected via disk or cache databases. OPTEX is the generative artificial intelligence produced by which manufactures optimization systems for the entire company, according to the state-of-the-art of Industry 4.0. Created in 1991, OPTEX has been used by Hai in the implementation of multiple AWO systems and, to Hai's knowledge, is the only computer tool capable of integrating hundreds, maybe thousands, of mathematical models, running on a parallel and distributed computer system. For those interested in learning more about OPTEX, we invite you to watch the video OPTEX, Optimization Expert System. OPTEX, Optimization Expert Systems, is oriented to the decision-making artificial intelligence methodologies and technologies that make mathematical models as Lego models. OPTEX was created in 1991. OPTEX is a generative artificial intelligence focused on the design, implementation, startup, and maintenance of artificial brains, based on high-complexity mathematical models. The way the mathematical modeler communicates with OPTEX is through a standardized database, a unique data model for all mathematical problems or subproblems. This method is called structured mathematical modeling. It also allows to perform high-level operations between models, such as joining or splitting them, and implementing multi-problem solutions, according to large-scale optimization technologies, or using multi-problem procedures, such as constructing optimal numerical functions. Following the principles of generative pre-trained transformer AI, OPTEX GPT will be the mathematical modeling advisor that helps mathematical modelers and professional users when they require solutions in line with today's cutting-edge technology. In the development and maintenance of high-complexity mathematical programming, OPTEX avoids the intensive use of resources for programming computers. It generates perfect source code for the entire IT platform, including algorithms and visual interface, eliminating programming tasks. This is the dream of many of the companies working for GTP. Making very large-scale models in the traditional way, using a computer programmer, is an impossible way, because the programmer can only write a limited number of lines of good source code per period. Maintaining these models can be more complicated than doing them, if more than one programmer intervenes in the process. OPTEX can produce infinite lines of perfect source code in seconds. This is what it takes to produce an artificial brain. OPTEX's standardization, while limiting the modeler in the creative development of its programs, allows OPTEX to be the artificial intelligence that generates all the programming components necessary to implement an artificial brain. To do this, OPTEX generates the artificial hypothalamus algorithm, which is used as a mathematical language between robots, based on the duality theory, which allows to solve multiple problems, under a scheme that we can call autonomous real-time distributed optimization, similar to how the human hypothalamus operates. Builds the structure of an artificial cortex, based on the mathematical principles of large-scale optimization, and manages an artificial hippocampus, using neural nets applied to select the part of the memory, to use for warm start in the solution of a problem. Finally, there are now in the world machines that think, that learn, and that create. Moreover, their ability to do these things is going to increase rapidly until, in the visible future, the range of problems they can handle will be coextensive with the range to which the human mind has been applied. In 1972, in the book Human Problem Solving wrote by Alan Newell and Herbert Simon. Thank you very much for your attention.